It is Friday. You're here on a Friday.
Friday.
Because we apparently have an end-of-day snowstorm arriving this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Who gives a hoot?
Yeah.
I say
It'd be nice if it was.
blanket the whole world in snow for 8 months.
Well, did you see, like, Russia?
I don't know what to believe.
They got, like, 6 feet of snow in, like, overnight.
I saw a bunch of, like, AI pictures, so I don't know what's real and what's not. But good for them.
Yeah.
Good for Russia. They deserve it. I saw people, I did see this was real. Fucking Russians jumping off of the top of these tall apartment buildings into the snow.
Yeah, just
jumping out the window. I was like, what if there's a tree under it? Like, what if there's a fire hydrant?
It's just like really soft snow and you can't get out.
You just fucking land on your neck. I was like, oh, there was a car under there. They don't have cars, do they? It was very janky looking Russia. It was like one of those Uzbekistan type of deals. Like, oh, just anything that ends in a stand. Why do I sound? Do you sound weird in your headphones?
I don't think so.
Mine is fucking
like too loud.
No, it's like an
echo or something.
No, something's off. I don't know. Maybe the fucking cats do something in my head.
We gotta tell them whenever they get done with their podcast, they can't.
Yeah,
they gotta put stuff back to how they found it.
Yeah, they have to change the mixer. Speaking of Russians, I started The Brothers Karamazov last night.
Yes.
I'm only a chapter in.
Oh.
I read I was very happy because this is a 900-page book.
Okay.
Extra large hardback, so it's tall as well as a lot of pages.
Boy.
Yeah, so it's like 900 pages. So if it was like a paperback size, it'd be like 1,500 pages. Well, I started reading it. I read the introduction, and thank God it wasn't long. Okay. It was like a 3-page introduction.
Nice.
I was surprised. And it was just from the translator.
And didn't spoil anything?
No, it didn't actually go into the book at all. It was nice. It just went into Dostoevsky. And then...
Now, is that a different translator than...
It's the newer one. It's a Michael Katz translation, which is supposed to be more accessible and enjoyable.
But it's different than the person who did...
Yeah, The Crime and Punishment was Oliver Reddy.
Okay.
But that was an enjoyable one, too. Michael Katz said in the introduction that one of his goals, because it did have a translation notes, too, as well. He talked about how, some of the older... translations were more serious, or they missed a lot. But the main thing they missed was Dostoevsky's humor.
Okay.
So he made sure to incorporate that as best he could. And even in the opening chat, it opens with Dostoevsky himself, about author or something. I forget what it was. But it was Dostoevsky telling the reader about the book and writing and stuff. It's only a couple pages. But that was funny. And I was like, okay, this might be more enjoyable than if I got one of those dry Constance Garnett translations. They're like word for word. And
there was if I thought I remember you correctly, in the Crime and Punishment, they're not like funny, but wasn't there some kind of like humor?
Dark humor,
yeah.
I think that's going to be along the lines of, this one's already funny. It's like, first chapter, like the one guy, he's like drunken orgies and stuff. It's just right up my alley. So yeah, anyway, that's what with the perfect time with the giant snowstorm.
Now, do you have any idea on roughly what it's about?
It's about somebody getting murdered.
Okay.
But it's like 400 pages of philosophy, and then you get to the murder, I think. I didn't look too deeply into it because it was one of those ones like you read about it and it's immediately spoiled.
Okay.
I fucking hate that, so I didn't want to get it spoiled. But yeah, I got that on the docket. I just finished Butcher of Nazareth a couple days ago. So I was going to read some Starlight stories, but then I got in the tub, opened it up, and I was just like, I don't feel like it. I want to read a 900-page Russian novel instead. I've been eyeing that up for a fucking good while now. So hopefully that goes smoothly, and then I'll read.
Then go to Infinite Jest. Since you picked it up?
Never going to read that. I don't have that. You're telling tales out of school. Gravity's Rainbow, on the other hand, yes, I have that, and I will go into that after The Brothers Karamazov, and then...
Somewhere during midway of the year.
Yeah, and then Finnegan's Wake. Yeah, I'm gonna read that book. Read. In quotation marks. I'm going to experience. That's what I tell everybody when they ask me about it. I'm going to experience the book. I'm not going to be able to read it.
You should record yourself every time you read it, and then do like a fast play and just see you change as you're reading it.
Every week you come over, my mustache gets curlier, and my fucking voice and my inflection gets higher and weirder.
For some reason, you're wearing those really round glasses that just cover like literally like the shape of your eye.
And then one day you just come up. Yeah. And then one day you just come over and I'm like, oh, good, Spencer. It's been a rip-roaring clapper of a day. What do you say, bro? I'm like, what?
Like, oh boy, this is going to be an interesting podcast.
Oh, good Lord. So, also, I knocked out the Fade Out weeks ago now.
You did, yeah.
For our comic book club, and I made sure to suggest the complete omnibus of it, or whatever you call it, the whole collection. And it was really good. I really enjoyed that. Fun noir. Did you finish that yet?
I'm a couple issues into it. I've been kind of like...
reading it like how I said I was going to read it?
Yeah. But I figured, especially with it getting pushed to the beginning of February, because like I got like 100 pages left on the Butcher of Nazareth. I'm just want to try to get that done just so, it's over with and, and then probably go on to that and move on to some other things.
Can I make a suggestion?
You could, but I don't. Okay.
Infinite Jest by David Foster Wallace, since you keep bringing it up erroneously, even though I said I wanted to read Gravity's Rainbow, not Infinite Jest. Never Infinite Jest.
It will be one day.
Well, yeah, because that'll be the only hard book I haven't read. Anyway, folks, we have an interesting episode. We are revisiting an episode from the past. I knew that was coming. Why? What? Because it's Friday. We're going to be introducing our new guest, Neil Gaiman. No.
Oh.
Anyway, we'll be talking about stuff in a moment, and this is going to be a shit. This shit's everything's shit. Everything's shit. Snowstorm's coming. Dog's freaking out. Fucking don't like it. Stop it.
He can tell he's getting all excited for it.
Yeah, dog's freaking out, man. All right, we'll be back in a moment. You are listening to the Drunken Pen Writing Podcast. The fucking heaters start blasting overhead. And we got a fireplace.
Yeah.
All kinds of ambient noise in the background I'll have to get rid of. With me as always. Did I introduce? I didn't introduce myself.
No.
I think I had a stroke when I was upstairs.
Just a mini one?
Yeah, I turned a light on up there and I was just like, it was very dim looking. I was like, is it dim or am I fading from the world? Is my life force leaving me? Please. It's okay if it does. I don't mind it this time of year. I am your host, Caleb James. With me, as always, Spencer, the Austin Anal Aggravator Church. Anus Aggravator is what I was going for, not anal. The Austin Anus Aggravator Church. Anus. How you aggravate it? I would imagine some kind of pepper.
And she yell at it.
Peppercorns, just grinding them in the... Yelling at it. You'll never be nothing. You'll never be...
You'll always be number 2.
You'll never be good like your brother Taint. So, Spencer, episode 161.
Okay.
This was back in...
The before times?
Back in 2020.
Oh, right around the times.
It was, I think it was the before times. We did an episode called Trash Talking Overrated Classic Novels.
Okay.
And the description is, we begin this episode with Caleb talking about his recent experience of reading Moby Dick. Wasn't that interesting? Because I just reread Moby Dick.
I was going to say, have you actually read some of these classics now?
I don't know. I'm not doing the list because I didn't have it on here of whatever we were talking about, and I didn't listen to the episode. This segues into a full-blown discussion about some of the most overrated novels in history. Then we go on about what books we feel are overrated and some stuff that we think is underrated. We also briefly talk about our current Halloween submission period. If you're a writer, you don't want to miss out. So we, that's when we had the DPW existed.
No, they actually had the website.
Yeah. So that's how long ago this was. But that made me think, well, actually, I looked that up after I saw this article, and I was like, I think we did an episode on that. But this is different. One, this came out in April 10th. This came out April 10th, 2025. So last year, newer. And it is the most overrated American novels.
Okay.
So there might be overlap, but like I said, I'm not listening back to that episode. But now, through clearer lenses, we could go and revisit some of these because I know Moby Dick I reread, and I liked it this time.
Yeah.
So whatever my opinion of Moby Dick was that back last time, not good. It's different. I love harpoons now. I love swabbing poop decks, and I love
semen.
They all die. They all sink to the briny bottom.
Good.
Yeah, that's what I said. They're all assholes.
I
like Queequeg. I don't think he should have died. So this is brought to us by our friends at the Saturday Evening Post.
Okay.
So legit. I'm not going to read the introduction because there is none. So number 10 on this list, and you might be surprised at some of these picks, but number 10, most overrated American novel.
All right.
Twilight by Stephanie Meyer, 2005.
Oh.
Wouldn't expect that on a list that has Moby Dick on it.
Right.
Yeah. Admittedly, this is like shooting fish in a barrel, and the book was obviously a victim of being overhyped. That's what I didn't get, is why it was so hyped. Like Harry Potter, I can at least understand. But why Twilight? It was written poorly.
Yeah, it's just sexy vampires.
But they're not even like, it's not even a good story.
No.
And the sexy vampires are not cool.
No.
Nothing about it's cool. Just teenage angst.
I sparkle in the sun.
Like if that came out now, I don't think people would give a shit. Anyway, it also is objectively bad. Writers like Anne Rice reinvigorated the vampire genre by investigating angst and pushing the boundaries of sexuality. This book made vampires sparkle. Yes, it did. The book does the heroine Bella a huge disservice by having her be unconscious for the story's major action moment. You know that. Also, no one questions why the Collins just keep going to high school. I did question that. Why, if they're like 100, 200, 300 years old and they look like they're young, why would they bother with high school?
They're fucking perverts.
They're old pedophiles in young people bodies. Can you be a pedophile if you're
the president?
If you're stuck in this is worded poorly. If you're stuck in a 15-year-old's body. No, wait.
I think that's literally the definition.
If you, Spencer Church, are a 300-year-old vampire, but you have been cursed to forever live in your 15-year-old self, you stopped aging at 15.
Yeah.
And you get intimate with other 15-year-olds or anywhere underage because you technically are underage physically.
Yeah. But I feel like that would still be like
creepalicious.
Yeah, because like mentally and also like nobody else might know, but you know. And then whenever people do find out, like
the other vampires will know.
Well, they're all doing it too.
Well, that's how government works.
Well, you just fucking be like a fucking young guy, fucking like.
Isn't that how the Epstein list happened? They're doing it too. Yeah. That's why nobody is getting in trouble.
Everybody was doing it.
Everybody's doing it. It was cool back then. It's never cool. Gross. It's fucking gross. The not the Epstein list. The pedo vampire scenario that you're bringing up for some reason. I think the problem also stems with, so if you're stuck in the 15-year-old's body and you do want to, sex aside, if you want just relationship and you're 300 years old in this young body, you can't be, like, 15-year-olds are dumb as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You would be bored stiff with it, you'd be fucking out of your mind with them. But you can't go with an adult because then they'll get in trouble.
Yeah.
So that would be, I guess you just don't do anything. What would you do? You'd probably be on the list somewhere.
Yeah, I'd probably just try to walk out in the sun and be really sparkly.
Yeah, that's the thing. They can't even die easily. Yeah, sparkle. We don't need to read more about that.
Yeah.
But what I do like to think about is like some people in government going outside and they do not sparkle. They are old vampires and they just explode.
That would be nice.
A fiery, awful death. But somehow just continuously regenerate, so it's just a constant fiery death over and over. And like that when Deadpool tried to kill Wolverine by just having them constantly be incinerated.
Yeah. What you do is you get the vampires, they fucking burn to ash or whatever, and then you just swipe those ashes into a Lazarus pit. They come back, and as soon as they crawl out of the pit, and back into the...
I would probably mix them with various fluids before I dropped them in that pit. So they come back tainted. Very tainted. Number 9, On the Road by Jack Kerouac, 1957. It's easy to see why this one has been so heavily romanticized by dudes. Fellers like this one. Also, this is probably one of those ones that's clearly a product of its time.
Yeah.
We're not living anywhere near the America that was once, we're going to go and just fucking be hippies.
Yeah, because isn't that like the one where like the kid, like he's just like living out on the
road tripping
in his van and like.
Yeah, in the 60s or
like,
I guess in the 50s, right?
And like dies from like tetanus or something.
No,
like,
that's Into the Wild.
Oh.
Whatever that is. No, this is the one where Jack Kerouac, it's kind of autobiographical. He's just driving around the U.S. drinking wine. Or not even driving, like hitching on trains and shit. Sure, it's a common fantasy to want to wander the country, but Dean Mority is a nightmare of infidelity, abuse, and absentee parenthood. His constant leaving and returning to Camille may demonstrate... Okay, so they're just going to be like, he's a sexist asshole. Yeah, it was the 50s. They were all sexist assholes. Beat generation, Spencer. That's all you need to know.
Beatniks.
Yeah, Beatniks. That voice makes me think of Undertaker in... what was that Hulk Hogan movie? Not Mr. Nanny. Urban Commando?
I think so, yeah.
like Undertaker finally talks after like being this menacing mute, and he was just like, "We're gonna get you, Ramsey." And I was like, "What the fuck?" It cracked me up. I'm pretty sure that was Undertaker that did that. We're gonna get you, and then Undertaker's like, or Hulk Hogan was like, "No wonder you guys never talk." There's 2 of them. Number 8, The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown, 2003. You know what the Da Vinci Code is. It's a fucking, it's a treasure hunt. No, that's a national treasure. It is a treasure hunt with Jesus.
It's a Jesus hunt.
Yeah, you're hunting for Jesus.
It's the ultimate Easter egg hunt.
It is Tom Hanks with very terrible long hair.
Oh, it's bad.
But yeah, it was the movie. I watched the first one, and it was entertaining enough that I never wanted to watch anymore. Yeah. But I could see how the books follow suit. It's just like kind of generic. Now we're getting into some.
Actually, I think I heard somebody talk about like his writing wasn't like too bad before like the Da Vinci, because I think he's has a series of those books. I think so. I think like before those he kind of wasn't that bad, and then when he got into that groove, it kind of I think like his writing kind of went down a little bit.
Yeah, it happens. Give me millions of dollars to be a bad writer, I'll be a bad writer.
Fucking A.
In a couple years. Number 7. Now we're getting to the grittier, the waters I'm more comfortable to swim.
Well, can we take a moment to also congrat this place for not only numbering their choices, but also having a countdown?
I told you this was a legit, the Daily Saturday Post or whatever. Saturday Post.
Because any old listeners might...
Your gripe of
that's a...
unlisted, no numerals, or if they do have it listed, it's in ascending order, not descending. So you start with the best and then go to the worst. It's like, why am I reading this? Number 7, The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, 1925.
How do you feel about that?
Well, let me read what they have to say. Like most people on the internet, I need somebody else's opinion to tell me if mine's right or wrong. Okay, this one might be partially our fault. A pillar of the everyone in this book is actually awful subgenre. Tom, for example, advocates white supremacy more than once. Tom is also a hunk of shit, and is supposed to be a hunk of shit, so what better way to show that than him being a white supremacist?
Yeah.
And he also comes from old money, so yeah.
That'd be fucked up if he was like the white supremacy guy, but he was kind of like, I kind of like that guy.
Yeah, well, that'd be a talented writer to make you like that guy. Or you're just an awful reader. The Great Gatsby today mostly survives as a handbook for roaring 20s college parties. Never understood that. I get the party aspect of it.
But college parties?
Yeah, like college kids are fucking poor. How are they having Great Gatsby parties? I guess the themed part. We're all going to dress like flappers. And shortly after the too far. In fact, the novel was in danger of fading away by the time that Fitzgerald died in 1940. Shortly after, it became popular because World War II, and then, hey, we got a bunch of these shitty Gatsby books. Let's just throw them out to the soldiers. Soldiers read them, were like, I want to have big fun sex parties, and anything is better than being in World War II. Like, any book can take you away from World War II. Because I'm sure at that time, they're like, I don't want to read any more Hemingway war books.
Right, that's probably just like, oh. Well, could you imagine anything worse than being in, like, a foxhole? Reading in Hemingway, just like...
Oh, yeah, you'd probably do...
You just poke your head out, just like, do it. Take me.
Do it. But if you're, imagining roaring... Again, though, that would still be sad, because, like, the roaring 20s were gone. They weren't roaring anymore. Nothing was roaring, except for the bombs overhead. Number 6, I agree fully with this one. The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger.
Phonies.
That was 1951. How I mentioned that The Road was a product of its time, this is also a product of its time. More specifically, it is a moment in time for the reader. If you read this when you're like in your formative years, 12 to 19, you'll probably be like, okay, I relate more with Holden Caulfield being a whiny little asshole because I'm a whiny little asshole and everything sucks and everybody's a phony. When you read this as like 35-year-old Caleb or whenever I read this, you're like, fuck that kid. Fuck that book. He got beat up by a prostitute. That was the only good thing about the book. Actually, I think he got beat up by a pimp and a prostitute. Number 5, The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne, 1850. I read this in school, and other than the big A, I don't remember much about it.
Yeah.
Though I do remember the movie Easy A
with
Emma Stone, and I really like that movie.
Yeah.
It still holds up. It's fucking funny.
I haven't seen it in forever.
It is a funny movie, and that's the only way I would care about The Scarlet Letter. It's pretty sexist, right? It's supposed to be sexist. That's a foundational figure of the horror genre where everybody is, fucking assholes and all that stuff. Number 4, I disagree with this one.
Okay.
The Sound and the Fury by William Faulkner, 1929.
So yeah, you like that one, didn't you? Isn't that the one with like all the different perspectives?
Yeah.
And like a crazy how, or like a guy's crazy or something like that, and it's like
Mentally challenged.
yeah, okay, and it's like it's like jumping from different
Time.
times and stuff like that.
Mid-sentence. Over and over and over and over. I liked it. I thought it was good. This person said, I waffled on this one. On one hand, Faulkner is an indisputable master. His short story, A Rose for Emily, is an all-timer. All right, why do you hate it? Why do you hate it? Is it because it's hard? I don't care. You know what? I don't care about any of this person's opinion. You know why?
Break the phone.
Crack. Fuck them. Number 3, Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell, 1936. Never saw the movie. Never read the book.
Nope.
Don't want to read the book.
Both are long as shit.
Don't want to watch the movie. Is that the, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Is that the fucking, it's about like the KKK and stuff, right?
I don't know.
I'm not into like, I don't know, Civil War era stuff too much. I'm not old enough, I don't think. I think I got a couple more years. Either that or it skips over you and just go to World War II.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't know. I didn't really care about that. Though. Number 2, this one, Shit on a Hammer. I was just looking this bitch up yesterday.
Oh, yeah? There was a shit on the handle or on like the head of the hammer?
I think on the splatting end.
Oh, okay.
Like if you could drop the turd so it hangs when you splat.
Oh.
Then if you shit on the handle, then somebody picks it up.
Yeah.
They get poop on their hand. No, number 2, Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. Fucking ugly bitch. She is. She's a fucking hatchet-faced bitch. And you know what really pisses me off about this Russian bitch, Ayn Rand, who's an American hero somehow for her great philosophy? Fucking bitch. She was named Alice O'Connor, was her real name.
Okay.
That's not her fucking real name. Her real name is some fucking Russian name. Fucking bitch. You know what? I'm gonna look it up.
I'd say, isn't there like some like stuff like around that book or like that happens in that book? Like people are on like I don't know if like what would be the like
Yeah, fucking bitch.
yeah, that's
Ugly lady.
yeah.
Not even a handsome lady. It's an ugly lady.
I
I don't know. I don't know. It's about fucking libertarianism.
Okay.
About loving corporations, I think. Alice O'Connor, better known by her pen name Ayn Rand, was a blah 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 blah. You know what she was? An asshole. What was her fucking real name? So it wasn't Ayn Rand, and it wasn't Alice O'Connor. Fucking, what's her real name? Eliza Zinovyeva Rosenbaum. So she might have been Jewish too. I don't know. Now I'm probably get canceled for that. Goddamn Israel.
You could get, if they ever do a biop movie about her, you can get your favorite lady from The Handmaid's Tale to play her.
Ooh, Elizabeth Moss. I think it's just close up on her face. Real close. She did a great Shirley Jackson, though. I'll give her that. Ayn Rand is controversial for her radical individualism, glorification of self-interest, the virtue of selfishness, and staunch advocacy for laissez-faire capitalism, challenging mainstream morality that emphasizes altruism and sacrifice for the common good. This is what like fucking asshole Republicans love.
Yeah.
There are these fucking Ayn Rand Atlas Shrugged. And it's a big ass stupid book. And what pisses me off is it's such a great title.
It is a good title.
And you used it for garbage. Fucking garbage. Number 1, Moby Dick by Herman Melville, 1851. This is the most overrated book in American history according to the Saturday Post. If you prefer your narratives hidden inside a lengthy how-to guide on whaling, you know I do. This is the book for you. I do agree with that. Much like The Great Gatsby, almost a century later, Moby Dick appeared... I read that wrong. Much like The Great Gatsby almost a century later, Moby Dick appeared to be heading toward a fate of sinking without a trace. I like what they did there. It didn't pick up its reputation as the great American novel until D.H. Lawrence wrote about it in Studies in Classic American Literature in 1923, and even then, it took a few years and new printings in 1926 to start to catch on. Sure, there are things to praise about the man against nature theme and the concept of the futility of revenge, but above all things, Moby Dick commits the sin of being boring. As the Pequod goes on its quest, the crew meets other boats who have encountered the great white whale not once, not twice, but 9 times. 9 times, Spencer. Some might say that's extension of the metaphor or an exercise in building tension. Each ship is more damaged than the last. Others might say, Herman, you're dragging it out, as if 3 chapters on whale paintings weren't already doing that. Nevertheless, the novel, like Queequeg's Coffin, refuses to sink. And despite being beloved by various critics and reading lists, it remains a chore rather than a joy.
Now, I know you said you liked it this second time around. But what do you feel about the being overhyped or whatever?
I felt everything that person said was spot on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even though that you liked it.
I like boring things sometimes, Spencer. I am a man of simple pleasures. I am a man who does not mind reading about the intricacies
Of semen.
of whale paintings. Seamen. Boatmen.
Yeah.
I also...
no, remember they had their hands in the semen.
I also realized I read a 400-page Jack London book that was also very heavy on the ship talk.
Oh, yeah.
Though it said poop deck and seamen way more than Moby Dick does.
Nice.
But I learned so much about mast and like how to erect them. And what was it with those dudes back in the day who just loved to talk about boats and how they work? Was it that much of a mystery to the common man that we needed all this fucking detail on how boats work?
Well, probably who had a boat though?
That's a good question. Same sailors.
But I mean,
Well,
the average person didn't have like a boat they could probably take out on the lake or whatever.
Interesting thing I learned from Moby Dick was back in those days, what had happened was people would all get together and put their money in. So, like, say a whole bunch of people in Nantucket would invest in a whaling boat, and then there would usually be one or two captains who were also investors. Who usually they were more invested. They would hire somebody to run the boat and crew, and they weren't actually the ones that were out there doing the fishing, but it was like a corporate endeavor almost. So me and you could own our own fishing vessel.
It's like a timeshare on the ocean.
Well, it's like we could own a fishing vessel the same way we could own Google by buying shares.
Yeah.
And we're technically owners.
Yeah.
Negative 3%. Somehow we owe them money.
We get the bad shares.
Oh yeah, we get all the. We don't get the hush money when things go south. We get the jail. So Spencer, did you find anything on that list most informative?
I mean, with not really reading any of those, but I mean, from what I've heard, like I've heard people talk about like the Great Gatsby, like being like overhyping the Great Gatsby and not liking it as much as some people do. But like some of the other ones, like the Atlas Shrugged, like I heard of it, but I never really knew too much what it was about.
I can tell you one thing: that bitch is ugly.
Yeah.
And you know what? I wouldn't say that if it was just her looks, but in soul.
Yeah.
She has like the Stephen Miller thing going on where you just see into their eyes and you just go, that's a evil person.
That's not.
That is a person who was a demon turd come to life.
Yeah.
That is a resurrected fecal sample. That is a bad person. And that's why they're so ugly.
Not a good person.
You can see their soul wilted and wallowing in destitution of the morality that they have. I'm reading a lot of cameras off. Folks, let me thank you for listening. I don't know. I don't feel good. I'm AIDS. Again.
It's going to get you one of these days.
Yeah. If you folks like this episode, you can check us out at DPW Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, where we post podcast stuff. You can check me out at CalebJamesK.com. I actually got an acceptance today.
Yes.
This morning. I got a poem that's going to be in... I normally wouldn't mention it yet, but it's actually coming out at the end of the month.
Yeah, that's quick.
The Hemlock Journal Anthology. I looked. I told you I didn't remember even submitting to them. So the Hemlock Journal does issues, and they're taking submissions for, I think, issue 10 coming out next month.
Yeah.
Well, they're taking submissions for the next issue, which is starting next month. Not coming out next month. But I apparently submitted to an anthology, a special anthology they were putting out. So cool.
Now I was gonna say, do you remember? Do they just do poems? Like
no, on the cover it was like a legit lit mag, like fiction, poems, review. I don't know, all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to be in that. So I'll keep an eye out. I'll post stuff on that. Spencer is OnlyFans this week. You're in Austin.
Yeah.
And you were aggravating anuses.
Yep.
Does that mean you're just aggravating ICE agents? Poop comes out of them. Thank you for listening. We'll check you out next week with hopefully a better episode. Hopefully the snow will abate enough that we can have a proper day recording where I am fresh and not having worked all day.
Yeah, normally it's a first thing in the morning kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, also, because I told you off air, I didn't actually have a hard day at work, but I do get up at 5 in the fucking morning, and it is 6:30 at
And
night.
sometimes like those not hard days are worse than like if you were fucking moving around all day doing your shit.
Yes, that is true, but also I spent 45 minutes when I got home smashing my driveway.
Oh,
My dick. That wouldn't take 45 minutes. I was smashing my driveway with the shovel to break up all the ice.
I was gonna say I noticed like towards like the side of the driveway it was kind of icy.
It was something I would have read about in Moby Dick probably, like just some fucking crang, crang, crang. So anyway, folks, we'll check you out next week.